Well guys, what's going on? Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another video. I hope you guys are doing well this week. As you can see, today was supposed to be Friday, but I was so busy. That's why I had to say to myself, let me record this video and put it on YouTube before the 12:30 p.m. kickoff starts. And also, this week is a bank holiday weekend, and that means that this Monday there will be no work, no college, no school whatsoever because this is a bank holiday weekend. And also we're nearly in May, which is about 2 days from today as I'm recording this video right now. So yeah, the season is about to close very soon. This week we're on match day 34. There's 4 games to go, while for others they're like 6, 5, 4 games to go because they have games in hand. So yeah, we'll have to see what the Premier League has to do from now to the end of the season with those teams that have got games in hand. And yeah, the season about to close. So yeah, and it's gone quick. This season's gone quick. This year's gone quick already. Like honestly, like time flies when you're having fun or when you're bored, but mostly when you're having fun, as people used to always say. So yeah, this week is a bank holiday weekend, and that means today there's only 3 games. Tomorrow there's only 5 games, and Monday there's only 1 game Monday night, and then on Tuesday there's another game. So yeah, the Arsenal Chelsea game was supposed to be today, but instead they've moved it into Tuesday. So I don't know why though, but maybe people thought that was a good or maybe a bad idea. But yeah, there's more games on Sunday than there is on Saturday or Monday and Tuesday. So yeah, very interesting. But listen, if the Premier League has to do that, then we have to expect it, unfortunately. So there you go. Right guys, so before I move on into my Premier predictions for Gameweek 34, don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe if you're new, hit the bell notifications so you never miss any of my YouTube content such as this, live watch-alongs, previews, match reactions and all that stuff, and make sure you click the share button so that you guys can come along, and at the end of this video, I'll give you guys what you think of my predictions and what's your predictions too. So if you guys can do that, then that'll make me a really happy person. Alright, without further ado, let's start. So the first game is later on today, and it's Crystal Palace against West Ham United, the first London derby for this week, and it's at Selhurst Park. Now, Crystal Palace lost their game against Wolves, so that means Roy Hodgson's unbeaten one came to an end. Whereas for West Ham, they've also lost against Liverpool after going 1-0 up. So both teams losing their midweek game. But let's have a look at the table. If you look at Crystal Palace here, they are 2 points behind Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea got games in hand. But if Wolves and also Crystal Palace win their game and Chelsea lose their game against Arsenal, which I think we will do, we'll go from 11th to maybe 13th. Let's have a look. Which goal difference is... Okay, well, yeah, we'll be in 13th place since if Bournemouth win their game, and so yeah, we could potentially be below 11 for the first time since maybe about a month ago, something like that. So this one, I'm telling you guys, why Chelsea's season is worst season ever. Worse than the 2015-16 season, worse than during 1993/1994 season. It is been worse. So there you go. So let's hope West Ham United, Brighton, maybe Leeds United can do us a favour, but I doubt that. I really, really do. So yeah, so Crystal Palace against West Ham United. So since this game is at Selhurst Park, it's a must-win for West Ham because they're only 5 points above the relegation. And if Leeds United, Nottingham Forest and Leicester City win, that means that West Ham could be in serious trouble. So it's a must-win game for West Ham United. But since that place is at Selhurst Park, and since Roy Hodgson is unbeaten the last 2 games, joined against Everton and winning against Leicester City, I feel like Crystal Palace are going to still get that unbeaten record, unbeaten at home. So Yes, they've lost their game against Wolves, but that was at Monaco. So yeah, Wolves are looking really well since they were out of the relegation zone. So for that game tomorrow, I'm gonna go for a Crystal Palace win of 2-1. I think West Ham will score the first goal, but Crystal Palace will know how to find a way to win this game and come back. Because, like I said, with Chelsea's game against Arsenal this Tuesday, we will be 13th and will remain in there if we lose against Arsenal. So could you imagine Crystal Palace and Wolves being above Arsenal? The way we spent 600 million, honestly, that's embarrassing. It really is. So, yeah, I want West Ham to do us a favour and beat Crystal Palace, but listen, I doubt that. So, yeah, 2-1 to Palace is going to be my prediction on that one today. And then we move on into Brentford against Nottingham Forest. Of course, Nottingham Forest beat Brighton 3-1, which I didn't expect since Brighton always play really good football. Whereas for Brentford, they beat Chelsea. So both teams won their game in week. So there you go. So since Nottingham Forest don't have a really good record away from home, and they do at home. If this game was at City Ground, then I would have gone for Nottingham Forest would have probably 1-0. But since it's at the Community Stadium, and when Brentford faced Aston Villa last time out, they drew 1-1. So for Brentford, since they beat Chelsea, I expect them to beat Nottingham Forest too, since Nottingham Forest are only 1 point above the relegation. So, if Nottingham Forest do win and Leicester City and Everton lose, then that means they could potentially survive, depending what they can do from now until the end of the season. So, yeah, but since going to Community Stadium is very difficult, sorry to say this, Nottingham Forest, but I know that Everton and Leicester City want Brentford to do them a favour and beat Nottingham Forest, and I think they will do that. I think either Tony will score and maybe Mwepu will score for Brentford, so it's going to be 2-0 to them. I just cannot see a way Nottingham Forest going there and beating Brentford at Community Stadium unless they do what Newcastle did. That's the only way I can see them doing that. But Nottingham Forest have got too many players, whereas for Newcastle they are flying right now. They are absolutely flying. So yeah, so for Brentford, for Nottingham Forest, if you can get the win, then you can potentially survive. But if not, then you can potentially get relegated. So the battle for survival still remains from now until the end of the season. That's why I always love the Premier League, because it's one of the best leagues in the world. So there you go. So yeah, that game today, Brentford will win 2-0 against Nottingham Forest at the Community Stadium or G-Tech Stadium. Right, and then we move on into the final game this Saturday. Of course, there's no 5:30 p.m. kickoff. That was supposed to be Arsenal Chelsea, but they moved that to Tuesday, so don't know why. So yeah, Brighton against Wolves. Now, Brighton lost their game against Nottingham Forest, like I mentioned. Whereas for Wolves, they beat Crystal Palace 2-0. So yeah, I mean, surely Brighton have to win this game, because if you look at the table here, Brighton are now 11 points behind Manchester United, and they've got 3 games in hand. You know, they really do. So if they can beat Wolves and also win their 3 games in hand, let's have a look. They could potentially be in the top 4. So, yeah, Brighton, if they want to finish in Europe, they need to make sure that they win that game against Wolves and also win those games in hand. So, yeah, things could get interesting. I mean, Brighton, can they finish in the top 4? Because if they because they need to get at least 12 points in order for that to happen. They need to win all of those 4 games. So, can they do that? Let's wait and see. But if they don't beat Wolves, then maybe top 4 for them is very unlikely. So, but them finishing looks very likely. I mean, they could potentially perhaps finish the Conference League or maybe the Europa League, depending on Tottenham and Liverpool slipping up. So, yeah, but if they don't finish in Europe, at least they can be proud that they finish above the mid-table, which is always been their target. So I hope Sturvey has done a really good job for Brighton. So there you go. So for this game today, I mean, I mean, if it was at Molineux, then I would have gone for Wolves win. But since this game is at Amex, I'm gonna go for I'm gonna go for actually. I'm gonna go for Tino Bright win. I know I said that in the Nottingham Forest game, but yeah, it's at the City Ground. So, but since this game is at Amex Stadium, I expect Brighton to go up there and put in that performance that you did against Man United, and also win that game if you have a chance of finishing in the top four, maybe perhaps making it to the Europa League or something like that. So, yeah, I feel like since it's at the Amex, I'm going to go for a slight Brighton win of 2-0. I think Matalio will score for them, and maybe Danny Welbeck will score for Brighton too. So, yeah, 2-0 to them is going to be my prediction for that game today. And that is it. That is all the Saturday's games, only three of them. Crystal Palace, West Ham, Brentford, Forest, Brighton, and Wolves. So, there you go. We move on into the five games this Sunday, starting off with there's four 2 p.m. kickoffs, and then there's only one 4:30 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, the Liverpool Tottenham Hotspur is the game of the weekend because if you look at Liverpool, they're only 6 points. No, sorry, 7 points behind Man United with 2 games at hand. Whereas for Tottenham, they're only 6 points behind Man United, which they've got 2 games at hand. So, yeah, the battle for the top four looks very, very interesting. Can Man United, which team can make it to the top four? Could Aston Villa do it? Could Man United do it? Could Tottenham or Liverpool or maybe Brighton even? So, yeah, this is why the title ways, the battle for the top four, the battle for survival could be controversial from now until the end of the season. Which team will win the title? Which team will make it to the Champions League next season? And which team could survive? And which team could be relegated? So there you go. So yeah, there's 5 games tomorrow. Like I said, Liverpool Tottenham is the game of the weekend. But before I get into that, let me start off with Bournemouth against Leeds. Leeds should have won against who did they play? Oh, I forgot. Nottingham Forest played Leicester City. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if Patrick Bamford would have scored that, yeah, Leeds United, yeah, could have been 3 points clear above the relegation. So yeah, but they drew against Leicester City. So yeah, whereas for Bournemouth, I mean, they went to Southampton and beat them 1-0, which I didn't expect. So it looks like both doing a really good job. They are 7 points clear above the relegation. So yeah, like I said, if Bournemouth beat Leeds United and if Chelsea lose against Arsenal, we will be on the same points. And of course, we've got games in hand, but that game is against Man United, so I don't expect Chelsea to win that game. So there you go. So yeah, Bournemouth against Leeds United. Since this is at Vitality Stadium, I'm gonna go for Bournemouth win of 2-1 because Leeds score goals and so is Bournemouth. So yeah, so for Leeds, I think maybe Patrick Bamford will score for Leeds United, but for Bournemouth, I think Jess Billing and maybe Donis Solanke. I mean, I'm not sure the last time where Donis Solanke ever scored a goal for Bournemouth in the Premier League because he's the second top scorer in the Championship last season, but now he hasn't been doing that much for Bournemouth for the Premier League this season. So yeah, but hopefully he will score for them, and that'll be 2-1 to them tomorrow on Sunday, which is the last day in April. So yeah, so Bournemouth are going to get that 2-1 win against Leeds United because yeah, listen. Leeds United need to get that win because if Nottingham Forest, Leicester City, and Everton win their game, they could be into the bottom three once again, like they did before the Crystal Palace game. So yeah, so I think Leeds United need to get that win. But can I see them doing that against Bournemouth? No, because if you look at Bournemouth here, the last couple of games they've only lost against West Ham 4-0, but they beat Southampton, they beat Tottenham, they beat Leicester City, of course. Brighton beat them, but they beat Fulham, they beat Liverpool. almost beating Arsenal. They beat Wolves and all that stuff. So yeah, so Bournemouth's last couple of games have looked been really good. So yeah, could I see them surviving? We shall wait and see. So yeah, so 2-1 to Bournemouth is going to be my prediction on that game tomorrow afternoon. The first game on the 2:30 p.m. 2 p.m. kickoff. Sorry. And then we move on into another game will be televised on TV, and that is Fulham against Manchester City. Of course, Man City absolutely destroyed Arsenal last Wednesday, this week, of course, 4-1. And Erling Haaland has broken another record. He's the first player to ever reach 33 goals in less than 38 matches. So all Erling Haaland has to do tomorrow is score 2 goals in order to break that Premier League record. In order to break it, because Alan Shearer is the top scorer in the Premier League history one season because he scored 34 goals. Erling Haaland scored 33. So he needs to score 2 goals against Man City in order to break that record. If he only scores 1, then he equals it. But if he scores 2, then he will break that Premier League record. And he could have done that against Arsenal because because also very, very lucky that it could have been 8 or 9 because in the first half they absolutely annihilated them. So if it was for Ramsdale, yeah, it could have been the embarrassing and most humiliating defeat for Arsenal in their history because I don't think they've ever, conceded like say 7. Or actually they did, but I don't think they've ever conceded more than 8 goals. So it could have happened against City, but yeah, but listen, 4-1 to them is still not good enough for Arsenal, but for Man City, it does. So for this game, since there's still no Mitrovic, I think William should be back and all that stuff. Yeah, I feel like Man City, I mean, Fulham want to make it difficult for Man City, but I don't see that happening. So for this game tomorrow, I'm going to go for 3-0 City win. I think Kevin De Bruyne will score 1 goal, and maybe Erling Haaland will score 2, which means he'll break the record. And I told you guys here that he will break records this Premier League season. He will out, and guess what? That goal against Arsenal, which means he has broken Mo Salah's record because he scored 32 goals in that 2017 to 18 season, and I told you guys he will break it. And people thought I was joking and laughing and saying, "You have to watch Erling Haaland." Actually, I do for Dortmund and for Bundesliga. Remember, before he left, before he came to Manchester City, I think he scored something like 46 goals in 45 games, something like that. That is unbelievable. So if he can do that for Dortmund, he would definitely do that for Manchester City. And that's what he has done. So there you go. So yeah, so I think he'll break that record tomorrow. So like I say, he needs to score 2 goals in order for that to happen. And I think he'll do that because he could potentially be the best striker. And if Man City do win a treble, then for me, he needs to win the Ballon d'Or. If Messi, it deserves to win it this year, but if Man City, because of Argentina winning the World Cup, but if Man City do win a treble, there has to be Erling Haaland. If not, then I'll just give it to Messi, and that's it. So hopefully they'll make the right decision like they did last year and not 2 years ago when it should have been Lewandowski rather than Messi, if you know what I mean. So there you go. So yeah, so that game tomorrow, definitely going to be watching that, and also the Man United Aston Villa, which it's next one. So 3-0 to them. Right, Man United against Aston Villa. Now, if you look at Aston Villa, yeah, they are now 6th place, and now they're on 6 points behind Man United. So, and they've also the same points as Tottenham. So let's see, and Tottenham have a better goal difference, but if Aston Villa can score 2 goals and Tottenham doesn't score, that means that Aston Villa will be above Tottenham if they lose against Liverpool, which I'll get to in just a minute. So yeah, I mean, I think it was in December that when Steven Gerrard lost 3-0 to Aston Villa, he got sacked, and then Unai Emery took them for 17-6. And Aston Villa pretty much done what Chelsea should have done. But listen, we didn't bring in the right manager. If we would have brought in Unai Emery, I bet you that he could potentially make Chelsea to win a trophy and perhaps challenge for the top 4. But listen, we didn't. We sacked Thomas Tuchel for Graham Potter. Then he got sacked, and then we brought in Frank Lampard. So You can tell Aston Villa done the right thing, but for Chelsea they haven't. They haven't. So there you go. So Aston Villa doing a really good job. But this game tomorrow, since this game is at Old Trafford, I expected Man United to win. But because of Aston Villa, yeah, my man is telling me that there's going to be a draw. Yeah, it's going to be 2-2. I feel like Man United absolutely bottled that game against Tottenham, and I think they'll do the same thing against Aston Villa. I think they'll go 2-0 up, but Aston Villa in the second half will allow Man United to dominate, but they'll be using their brains and thinking to themselves, this is how we're going to beat Man United on the counter attack, the way we did against Aston Villa. So, yeah, I mean, if Man United have better, Man United have so many chances, and if maybe Bruno Fernandes would have scored that, then Man United will continue to have a good win against Tottenham, but they didn't do that. So, yeah, and plus, both teams Man United are facing are in the top, are in the Europa League places, and one of them are battling out for the Champions League. So yeah, so it's going to be another 2-2. I think Marcus Rashford will score. Maybe Bruno Fernandes will score. Excuse me. I think Ollie Watkins will score, and maybe who else? Maybe Tyrone Mings, yeah. So it's going to be 2-2 between that game tomorrow. Like I said, the Fulham Man City and the Man United Aston Villa, definitely going to be watching that game on Sunday, which is tomorrow afternoon. So I'm looking forward to those two games. So yeah, 2-2 between Man United and Aston Villa. Of course, if this was at Villa Park, definitely would have gone for Aston Villa win. But since at Old Trafford and since no team other than Brighton has gone there and win, then it's still a fortress. So yeah, 2-2 between Man United and Aston Villa on that game tomorrow. Then we move on into Newcastle against Southampton. Now Newcastle absolutely destroyed Everton, which were in the bottom three, and I expect them to do the same thing against Southampton. So for that game, since that's St James Park, I'm going to go for 4-1. I feel like this is going to be another embarrassing result for Southampton. Just like they did, I think Newcastle are going to batter Southampton like they did against Everton. And let's not forget, Newcastle absolutely destroyed Spurs, yeah, last week. 6-1, 6-1. And if you look at the last two games, they all scored 10 goals and only just conceded 2, which is unbelievable. That means that Eddie Howe and Newcastle are doing a fantastic job this season. I didn't expect them to finish in the top 4, but it looks like potentially they could. They could because Newcastle have got a game in hand. A game in hand. Whereas for Man United, they've got 2 games in hand. So yeah, if Man United win those 2 games in hand, then they'll be on 3rd place. Which I did predict. I say Man City will finish, Arsenal will finish first, then Man City, then Man United. I say Tottenham, but it looks like that one is going to be wrong. So there you go. But listen, Tottenham only 8 points by Newcastle and only 6 points behind Man United. So there you go. So I don't think Tottenham will get top 4. So my prediction is going to be wrong. So today I'm going to slightly change it. I think Man United will finish first, Arsenal second, Newcastle third, and Man United fourth. Those are going to be my top 4 from now to the end of the season. So there you go. And hopefully that doesn't change, because this is going to be the 3rd time that I have to change it. Yeah, the 3rd time. So hopefully I don't change for another time. So yeah, those are going to be my top 4. So yeah, Southampton though, I feel like they're going to be in the Championship. I don't see them anywhere getting a win, because I would have thought they'd be in Bournemouth since it's at St Mary's, but that didn't happen. So there you go. And plus, they're only 5 points above the relegation. So if they can beat Newcastle and make sure that Everton, Leicester City all keep dropping points, then maybe, just maybe, they could survive. But listen, I don't see them going to Newcastle and getting a win or even a point. So yeah, Newcastle are going to beat them 4-1. And that Alexander Isak, oh my God, that dribble on the left hand side, the way he just not makes those Everton players, yeah, he is an unbelievable player. So it looks like Eddie Howe and the old Newcastle owner Saudi Arabia have done a really good job signing some players and making Newcastle get back to the way they should have been the last time they've been in the Champions League. So yeah, they're doing an amazing job. So, and if they won the Champions League, yeah, I feel like they would spend more money. Yeah, I feel like they will do it. So yeah, Newcastle, since they were in the top four, the least they want to do is to at least challenge. But we're gonna have to wait and see if they can do that next season. So there you go. So yeah, for this game tomorrow, I'm gonna have to go for Newcastle United win for one. They're gonna destroy. They're gonna destroy Southampton just like they did against Tottenham last week and Everton earlier on this week. So yeah, 4-1 to them is gonna be my prediction on that one. Right, and then we move on into the game of the weekend, which is Liverpool versus Tottenham Hotspur. Now, of course, Liverpool managed to beat West Ham 2-1 just about after going 1-0 down. But for Tottenham, they managed to get a decent draw against Man United, which I didn't expect that to happen. But yeah, Man United went up 3 in the second half, so that's why they bottled that one. But yeah, for this one, Liverpool have to win if they want to at least finish in Europe, because they're in the Conference League places right now. But if they can win against Tottenham, and Aston Villa don't beat who has Aston Villa got again? Yeah, Man United. That means that Liverpool will be let's see, 5 points behind the top behind fourth place. So yeah, so for this game, since this is at Anfield, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Liverpool win, because I heard Tottenham fans saying it's gonna be 2-2. But let's not forget, you've lost to them at White Hart Lane. What makes you think you're going to get a 2-2 draw? Because remember, Anfield is a difficult place to go, especially for Big Six teams. When Chelsea went there, we drew 0-0. When Arsenal went there, they drew 2-2. When Man City went there, they lost 1-0. When Man United went there, they've lost 7-0, which is the most shocking result in the Premier League this season. And when, who else am I missing? Who else? Yeah, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So when these teams went there, they haven't won. So yeah, it's only Leeds United, yeah, that only beaten Liverpool at Anfield this season. So yeah, and plus when Liverpool score goals, you see the atmosphere, they're just up for it. They're encouraging the fans to keep on sinking, keep on conjuring, keep on supporting them. And that's why Anfield is the most difficult place to go to. So yeah, and plus last season you got a draw there, and that was on Antonio Conte. But listen, you sacked him and you bring Wyatt Mason in. So yeah, if you would have brought in Jules Nagelsmann, then maybe I would have gone for Tottenham winner, probably 1-0. But since Wyatt Mason is the interim manager, I don't see Tottenham getting a win or at least getting a point in there. So yeah, sorry to say this to Tottenham fans, but you're losing 2-1. But if you get absolutely destroyed by Liverpool like you did against Newcastle, I wouldn't be surprised. I would have been. So yeah, so 2-1 to Liverpool is going to be my prediction. It's going to be a tough, but Liverpool will just nick it. So yeah, for Tottenham, I think Harry Kane will score, but for Liverpool, Jota, maybe Mo Salah will score for them. So yeah, 2-1 to Liverpool is going to be my prediction on that one. Right, we move on into Monday Night Football, Bank Holiday Monday. So, Leicester City against Everton, both teams battling up for survival. Now, of course, this game is at King Power Stadium, so I would have gone for Leicester City winner probably 2-1 or something like that. But listen, Leicester City could have lost against Leeds United if Patrick Bamford would have scored that goal. So yeah, whereas for Everton, they got absolutely destroyed by Newcastle. So yeah, I mean, it's difficult to tell which team will survive and which team will go down. For me, Southampton will go down, but out of Everton, Leicester City, Nottingham Forest, Leeds United, maybe West Ham, which one of them can survive and which two can go down? So yeah, for that game, I'll definitely watching that game on Monday, Leicester City against Everton. And to be honest with you, I don't see one team winning that game. Of course, if Leicester City do win, then it looks like Everton could potentially go down, which I don't want them to. But if Everton do win, then Leicester City will definitely go down, which I definitely don't want that to happen. Because remember, it's not long ago when they've won the league and they've won the FA Community Shield. I think it was a lot last year. So there you go. So I really do want these two teams to go down. So yeah, they have to do an unbelievable job. So I have to go for 1-1 between Leicester City and Everton because, like I said, it's difficult to tell which team will win this game. So so it's difficult, so that's why I have to go for a draw. For Everton, I think Demarai Gray will score for them, and for Leicester City, I think maybe Jamie Vardy will score for Leicester City. So yeah, 1-1 on that game. I mean, both teams are battling out to win. It has to be a must-win for both teams. But like I said, honestly, if one team wins and the other team loses, then who will join Southampton? Because Southampton, for me, I feel like they're going to be in the Champions League next season. But who will join them? So yeah, so both Leicester City and Everton, it's going to be a draw, at least 1-1. So yeah, that's going to be my prediction. I cannot say anything on that one. And then we move on into another London derby. This one is bigger than the Crystal Palace West Ham because Arsenal are battling up for the title, whereas for Chelsea, they're battling for nothing. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to that game. And luckily enough, I'm going to be doing a match preview on Charlene Smith's YouTube channel, whether it's Sunday or Monday. So make sure you guys check that out. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, for this game on Tuesday, I mean, if Arsenal battered us like maybe 4-0, 5-0, something like that, then I wouldn't be surprised because if you look at the table here, Arsenal are 36 points behind, ahead of Chelsea. Like, who would have thought that would ever happen? But listen, Chelsea lost 2-0 against Brentford in the West London derby. I expect us to lose 2-0 against another London club, which is Arsenal at the Emirates. And plus, Arsenal will do the double up for Chelsea just like they did during the pandemic, which was 2 years ago. So there you go. So I expect them to dominate us, just absolutely destroy us. Have more passes in Chelsea's box, just getting more chance than Chelsea and all that stuff. So yeah, if Chelsea do beat Arsenal, then I'll be very, very surprised, but also happy at the same time because, like I said, Chelsea have got Arsenal away, Man City away, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Nottingham Forest at home. What else? Bournemouth away. And where Chelsea are going to get those points, and when is Chelsea ever going to score goals? Because I predicted 2-0 to Brentford, and I got that right. So I know that if Arsenal do win 2-0, then I'm also going to get 3 points because I don't see us scoring against Arsenal. I just really, really don't. So yeah, so the games that are hoping that Chelsea could win is Bournemouth and Nottingham Forest, but these two teams are fighting for their lives. So if Chelsea do lose to them, then I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised here if Arsenal battered us like Man City did at the Etihad. So there you go. So yeah, 2-0 to Arsenal against Chelsea. I'm not going to talk about this too much because I'm going to do a match preview on Monday. So make sure you guys check that out. So yeah, of course, this game was supposed to be on Saturday, but it moved on into Tuesday, which I don't get. I really don't get. But listen, that's how the Premier League wants it to be, so we have to expect that, unfortunately. So yeah, 2-0 to Arsenal. They're going to beat Chelsea in a London derby like they did at Stamford Bridge. So there you go, 2-0 to Arsenal. Alright, that is all my Premier predictions. Let me run through them one more time. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, let me run through them one more time. So, game week 34, for the first one, later on today, Palace against West Ham United. I've gone for Palace win of 2-1 in the London derby, the first one. Then the next one, I've gone for Brentford win of 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. Then I've gone for Brighton 2-0 win against Wolves at the Emirates Stadium. Let's hope they do that. Then on Sunday's games, I've gone for a slightly 2-1 Bournemouth win against Leeds United. Then I've gone for a convincing 3-0 Man City win against Fulham. Then I've gone for a 2-2 draw between Man United and Aston Villa at Old Trafford. Then I've gone for a Newcastle back to win, Southampton 4-1 at St James's Park. Then I've gone for a slightly 2-1 Liverpool win against Tottenham. Then I've gone for a Leicester City 1-1 draw between Leicester City and Everton 1-1 draw on Monday night. Then I've gone for a convincing Arsenal 2-0 win against Chelsea in another London derby, but this one is big one, the big London derby. So there you go. Alright guys, so that is it. That is all my Premier predictions for Game Week 34 on this bank holiday weekend. Hope you guys have a lovely time, and hope you guys have a really good bank holiday Monday, since you get lots of sleep. You don't get to go to work, school, college and all that stuff, so you'll be happy for that one. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. So without further ado, all I can say is thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, if you're new, hit the subscribe button below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and the other series I've done so far. Make sure you click the bell notifications so that you never miss any of my YouTube content and whether I upload videos or go live. And make sure you click the share button so that everyone is welcome to come along, watch my video, give my thoughts and opinions, and give your thoughts and opinions on my predictions and what's your predictions. Let me know also in the comments down below. So make sure you guys do all of those stuff. So alright guys, hope you have a great bank holiday weekend. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys later on for the Arsenal Chelsea match preview on Monday, the live watch along, and the match reaction after that on Tuesday. So make sure you guys check that out. So have a great day guys. Take care of yourselves, and as always, peace. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm out of here. God bless.